Drink up. It's on the house, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never actually had this before.
Me either.
Bye.
Accessing menus, news, and commentary. Welcome to Spectrum City.
It's mellow yellow. What do you know?
It's kind of like Sprite and Sierra Mist.
It's allegedly citrus flavored.
Well,
Isn't
yeah,
it
we
kind of
get
like
people.
Sprite and Sierra Mist?
It's like when you get the lemonade and the Sprite mixed together.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, back
That's
to the
the thing.
subject at hand. The main draw for this console, as opposed to Nintendo's past consoles, at least the last few, is the lack of gimmick. That it's something that developers can port their game to very easily. This is something that was reported back when it was still the NX, was that the developers are in love with this thing. And I can very plainly see why. Not only are they developing very easily for another console, they're developing very easily for a console that's going to hit the handheld market without any extra effort on their part.
Nope.
So
They're gonna get more bang for their buck.
they're going to get more bang for
What's
their buck.
how big is it?
Well, we don't know precisely.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can kind of judge by looking at the trailer.
The screen looks about, I don't know, it looks
Looks about like iPad.
like about, maybe
Size.
Yeah,
iPad
iPad-ish,
size,
yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got the controllers on the side, or you can
Maybe a
get
little
regular controller.
like
Yeah, I saw that.
widescreen. Yeah.
I like the controllers on the side.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
they had the list of third-party developers that were really happy to develop for the system. I know you guys were excited to see Bethesda on there for any future, Elder Scrolls games.
Well, it's not
Skyrim.
exactly just Elder Scrolls. It's what that opens up for other developers, other games that I wanted
Yeah.
to see on there.
I'm
That's what keeps me buying 2 systems instead
And
of
if
one.
Halo comes out on the on the Switch.
There it is. Nintendo wins.
not really. I mean,
Hey,
Halo's
no, if
coming out.
that would be a victory for Nintendo, because
Well, it would, but
I mean, look at it this way.
it's wholly
I
owned
mean,
by.
we knew that Sega lost the console war when Sonic showed up on a Game Boy. So
Oh, it showed up
we'll
on the
know.
GameCube first.
What's up?
Showed up on the GameCube first.
Oh, I thought it was Dash was the first one.
No, it came out about the same time, but it was Sonic Adventure 2 that was first announced. Now that you say that, it might have been.
That was a port.
That was a port. That was a port of a Dreamcast game. So, and that was kind of something they were more easily able to do back in the day. When they came out with the Wii, immediately following the GameCube,
Motion control.
motion controls made it very difficult for the third-party developers that weren't necessarily able or willing to develop an entirely new game based around the motion controls.
That might be an interesting discussion in and of itself, was comparing the games that came out on the other consoles versus the ones that came out on the Wii.
Yeah. Well, and then they doubled down on the Wii U and kind
Because
of...
there was a lot that were the same game,
Yeah.
but were different games.
Well, and because at that time there was still such a big difference in the graphical fidelity that they had, in a lot of ways, for a lot of games, they had to develop an entirely different game for the Wii. I know, like the big, I don't know if you'd call it a scandal, but the big thing around Sonic 06 being one of the worst games ever made, is kind of somewhat blamed on the fact that they had to split the development team for Sonic 06, and part of them went off and made Sonic and the Secret Rings for the Wii to come out near launch, and they kind of were working on Sonic 06 at the same time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's very difficult for a developer, even a big developer like Sega, to kind of double down and say, look, we want to develop for this thing, but we don't have the time, or we need to split our resources. That's kind of, especially in today's world where the developers are kind of talking back, Sony and Microsoft. They're saying, guys, look, we can't develop for these systems fast enough. You can't keep charging ahead with the graphics like this. We need to be able to develop for these systems.
Yeah, which is why they're doing these pro versions.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to the discussion at hand.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the original games. Obviously, Zelda Breath of the Wild. Kind of.
Is there a trailer for that yet?
Been
Yeah.
out for a while, yeah.
Yeah. They've been.
Everything's been out for a while.
Well, there was a trailer and then it was delayed. And then there was, the Switch reveal, which had some footage in it, and then it was delayed. And then it was playable at E3, and then it was delayed. And now we're talking, they're saying that it might actually be delayed again. It might come out in summer rather than a launch title in March.
Summer 17?
Yeah. So, kind of a blow there, but reportedly the brand spanking new Mario title is going to be available at launch.
Now, I'm sure this has happened on other systems and other games that are important to me, but it always seems like, I love Nintendo in general, but it always seems like their stuff gets delayed more often. Is it just me? Or?
And it also seems like their stuff is better more often.
Well, it does.
And
It does. But why does it get delayed?
Well, because the quote from Shigeru Miyamoto is a delayed game, obviously translated from Japanese, and I'm not really reciting verbatim, but a delayed game is eventually good. A bad game is bad forever. This is why Nintendo over the years has adopted a sort of policy of, if it's not good enough, we're going to, delay it. We're going to make it the best game it can be.
yeah. It's
So
interesting.
we talk about the contrast between that and Sega's methodology in a console wars segment sometime. But
It worked.
For a while.
for
No, the whole reason why Sega went down.
no, it
Nothing
had nothing to do with that. You are right. Yes, you're right. We'll
And
save
that
that for
is,
another
yeah,
time.
yeah. I want to have that
No,
discussion.
no, yeah. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that later. The console war is over.
Or is it just
Or is it
beginning?
just beginning? Because
This is a big blow
Well, this
right
is
here.
kind of an
The
interest-
NES Classic, maybe the Sega.
Have you played that, AJ?
If
Yeah.
only
Yeah,
Sega released an
that's
official.
where that's gonna be
Genesis
another discussion.
remake.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So-
We're excited.
No,
We're so
yeah,
excited.
We're excited because we have all these amazing games coming to the Switch, and a brand new Mario game. That's never not a good thing.
Yeah.
There's going to be Pikmin 4, which is apparently going to be a
Pikmin
reboot.
4, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently going to be something of a reboot.
Okay.
They said I don't know what that means, but it's like whatever. There's also going to be big push with the Pikmin right now because they're doing the Pikmin on the 3DS, and then if they're going to do another brand new Pikmin, not just a port of the Wii U's Pikmin 3, but a whole new sort of relaunching, that would be an interesting sort of thing. I'm trying
Yeah. Let's
trying to
go.
remember
Let's go
now.
to the other games. What other games do we have coming out on the Switch?
Of the originals.
Of the that are original. Well, that's just the thing we don't know. There is
Star Fox?
Oh, as far as ports go, we should probably talk a little bit about Pokemon because that's
oh yes,
a very
that's
real
that
possibility.
was the main thing. So, and that was on the list too. So, Pokemon Sun and Moon just came out. I am enjoying immensely.
already completed the story.
Already completed the story. It was
Did you get it?
I did not. I might
Yeah.
wait for this.
Well-
we'll see.
because here's the other main thing is that Nintendo with the Switch has collapsed. This was one of the first things. It was before we even knew the NX. We knew that they were going to collapse their handheld and their console divisions into one division.
Oh.
Big risk, I would say.
Big risk, seeing as
Yeah,
how
They've
they're.
dominated the handheld for so long.
Well, and there's no reason to think they're.
I mean,
going
it's
to continue.
well, yeah. I'm just saying they're. It's an interesting strategy.
It's all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
Yeah.
kind of
That always is a risk, putting all your eggs in
But
one
they-
basket.
I
That's
mean,
what Grandma
they've
says.
dominated the handheld
Yeah.
market. There's no reason to think that they
yeah.
won't.
But then there's a
continue to
beautiful
do so.
thing too that a Nintendo super fan like myself. Now I only have to buy one console.
This is what I've always wanted, so I'm
This is-
excited
yeah.
about that. I just
only
want to buy
have-
one thing.
You can get the whole Nintendo.
You want
and here's the
competition,
thing.
though.
Yes, you do. But
Well, not competition of Nintendo
no,
against
not
itself.
amongst itself. That's kind of the interesting thing, though, David. Because here's the other thing that you have been historically very much anti-handheld. You got problems with your eyes, like an old man or something. That
No,
makes you
no,
queasy.
no.
See, competition is the reason why we got the Super Nintendo.
Well, yes,
We did.
that's also another day discussion.
Yeah. So yeah, Pokemon very likely first time it's been on a console. People have been talking about Pokemon being on a console since
Day one.
day one,
I
And-
remember.
Since
And
Pokemon
they-
Snap.
And they
I was-
held firm.
That was a good game.
And technically,
I
they're
like that
still
game.
holding firm on that.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of the interesting thing is that Nintendo, that Pokemon has always been, in the creator's mind anyway, kind of a social experiment in a way that they've always wanted, even back in the day when it was like you're on the playground, you got your link cable, you want to trade, you want to battle. They
Yeah.
wanted that, and that's why they never
And they
bought the
almost
console.
captured it with Go, too.
Oh,
dropped the ball.
so disappointing.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
It's not over. They could,
They're gonna-
Nintendo could
they're gonna-
step in and fix
They're gonna
put the
add
other-
trading and battling, and that will bring it back.
they could.
All they have to do is add that, and it'll be back,
Or-
because that's what it should have been in the first place.
Or they could just put Nintendo Stars on the Switch. Have a real Pokemon game on a tablet. I can go wherever with it, and it keeps that social aspect. But having played the game too, and I had this theory a long time ago that this is exactly what they were going to do, and it looks right. Because I could tell even in the trailers for it, like some of the cutscenes that they had, like some of the textures were a little like. I wouldn't be zooming in too far on that if I were you.
All right, so we got 1 minute left. Final thoughts.
The Nintendo Switch could completely, shatter all of our conceptions about what it is to, be a gamer.
Yeah.
You got a console, a handheld, and a tablet all in one. It's the
David,
complete Nintendo experience.
I'm excited to see what happens, where it goes, and what kind of awesome games it will get on it.
And I hope that we have some more options as far as controllers go, because as good as those ones are, I'm thinking we might want some other options.
You didn't
So,
see there's a full Pro controller.
oh, well, I
Well, there
stand
you go.
corrected.
There's no
All
other
right.
option.
Well, that does it. Cheers, gentlemen.
Thank you.